Hi guys, sorry it's been a little bit since I made a video. Just been kind of busy. When I did get on the computer, I just watched videos and basically got off again. I am on cycle day 7. Cycle day 7. On the 14th of this month I got my period. I thought I had been pregnant before that. I was 2 days late getting my period, which was odd because I've been taking Provera. And normally 2 days after I stopped the Provera, I normally get my period. Well, it was 4 days after I stopped the Provera this time. Sorry, my nose itched. On the 14th I got my period, spotted a little bit. On the 15th, my back started hurting a little bit late afternoon. It had been hurting, but it was like more of an uncomfortable hurting. And I think it was about 4 o'clock that started really hurting, 4:30, and it progressively got worse. And I went to the bathroom, and when I wiped, there was just like some fleshy tissue on the toilet paper. And I've been clotting a tiny bit more than normal, but didn't think anything of it. They were tinier clots. And then I went into the living room to sit down and watch TV, and I could barely sit on the couch in one spot for very long because it just hurt. And so I went to the bathroom again, and basically the same thing. Except this time the fleshy piece was a little tiny bit bigger. Well, not a little tiny bit, it was bigger. And once I passed that piece, my back quit hurting. I didn't bleed hardly anymore until the next morning. I bled a little bit more, a little heavier, just like a normal period. Basically that's all I've had, is basically a normal period. After that little incident, I called the doctor the next day and had one of his nurses call me back, and she said not to worry, that it was on the lining of my uterus or something. It was nothing to be worried about, just something that came out. I just thought it was a little strange. I've never had that happen before. But if I was pregnant, I was only 2.5 weeks along, maybe 3. So I don't know. I've studied up on it. There's been several people who said that they had the very same experience, and they actually had a miscarriage. The nurse told me that if a pregnancy test said negative, not to worry about it, that I wasn't pregnant and I hadn't had a miscarriage. But one lady that I talked to said that she was about 3 weeks along and had the same symptoms, and that a normal pregnancy test didn't pick the pregnancy up. But she had to go to the doctor for a blood test. Well, it's now been too long for me to go to the doctor for it to really pick up on a blood test even. So I'm not going to worry about it. I feel fine. If I did have a miscarriage, it was early enough that I'm pretty sure my body just took care of it. And this might sound weird. There's so many women who are so sad when they have a miscarriage, and I understand that, especially when you're trying to conceive. But with me, I don't ovulate, or I haven't been able to catch it yet. And if I had a miscarriage, that meant that I had actually ovulated, and that there's a chance without having to take medicine to make me ovulate. So I was really, really hoping I could figure out if it had been just the lining of my uterus, or if it had been, a miscarriage. I plan on going to the doctor next month. I have my yearly pap test that I have to do. So I'll tell him about it and see what he says about it. Like I said, I'm not worried. The nurse said everything was fine. My breasts have been really hurting until I passed that second piece of tissue, and they don't hurt as bad now. The next day, food didn't even taste good. I think I ate a little bit, the food just didn't taste good. But that's not abnormal for me when I'm on my period. I've now had my period for 7 days, which isn't that abnormal, but I don't know. If any of you have any information on that early of a miscarriage, if any of you went through it and knew you went through it, a lot of times it's called the missed miscarriage, because a lot of times women just think they're getting their period late. And so if anybody has any information that could possibly help, please comment below. Because I don't know, I mean, I like hearing stories about it, trying to get more information, trying to figure out if that's what it was. I do not have PCOS, and I do not have cysts. I've had a couple people say, well, it could be cysts, or, you know, silly things like that. Well, I've been checked, and I don't have those. So it wasn't that. And the nurse seemed to be pretty sure that she thought it was just the lining pieces of the lining. I don't know. It was the first piece of tissue looked just like normal skin, and it wasn't slimy, it was kind of drier. And the second piece was kind of the same, but it was a little bit reddish color. So I mean, it could be the lining. I don't know, I'm not a doctor. But again, if any of you have any information that you think could be helpful for me, please comment below. That's basically all that's been going on this month. I might just try, I don't know, we've come upon some money difficulties, and I need to talk to my husband about getting ovulation predictor kits, or a kit. I need to see if he thinks that we should put that in our budget, or if he wants me to pay more attention to the signs of my body and see if that works. We can hope. So, I hope everybody's having a wonderful week, and again, I'm sorry I haven't updated for a while. I've enjoyed watching everyone else's videos, and been watching lots of videos on how-tos on anything from cloth wipes. I watched several cloth wipe tutorials. I'm still kind of on the fence of whether I want to do cloth wipes or not, but definitely I'm going to do cloth diapers. I want to do kawaii diapers, and I want to do the Go Green diapers. Those look so awesome. I'd like to get the Go Green diapers for my son right now. He is about 40 pounds, I would say, and the Go Green diapers have 4 snaps on the rise, so they go bigger than most diapers, because most cloth diapers are for 30 plus pounds, or 35 plus, and the Go Greens go to 45 plus. So those would actually last him until he decides that he's going to potty train, which I think will be in the next year or so. Definitely the next year. It won't go any farther than that. I won't let it. He's being kind of bullheaded about it right now, but the Go Green diapers just look really awesome. They've got the color, certain ones, they have the Champ 2.0s, and the solid prints have different colored snaps, and they're just really neat. You can go to their website. It's gogreenpocketdiapers.com or pocketdiaper.com, and I'll try to put the link in the information below. They look like really good diapers. They're more expensive than the Kawais. They're about $14.99 to $15.99 for the Champ 2.0s, but I really, really, really want just a few. And so I'm excited to get some of those, waiting for someone to give me money for Christmas or something so I can order some. But they look really neat. There's the insert. You don't have to take the insert out if you don't want to. You can just put them in the wash, and then the insert will just agitate out of the diaper. And it snaps in at one point at the front, so the insert doesn't come out. and you don't have to unsnap it when it's in the wash. You can just leave it snapped in right there and wash it, and you don't lose the insert. The right insert stays with the right diaper. It just looks really neat. I get so excited looking at all these and can't wait to get some. And I've been watching tutorials on how to make your own wet bags and diaper pail liners. A lot cheaper, I think. I think it's cheaper than buying a new one. I'm not sure. I have to look it up. So if anybody has any other favorite cloth diapers they'd like to share with me, their favorite brands that are pretty cheap. We don't want to go very expensive. We can't afford very expensive. That's why I really like the Kauais. I've heard a lot of good things about them, and the Go Greens just look really awesome. So if anybody has any personal preferences, tell me about it. I'll check it out. Other than that, I have just been watching stuff about babies. And that's about it. Yeah, my world revolves around that. I'm trying to make it to where it doesn't revolve as much, because I realized that the whole baby thing was taking time away from my son. And it wasn't that I didn't love him or that I didn't care anymore. It just, I realized that my main focus was baby, and I wasn't paying as much attention to him or my husband. So, trying to do a little bit better, and hopefully it's working. Yeah, so have a wonderful night, and thank you for watching. God bless.